Parents said they skipped my birthday because everyone's been so busy. 2 days later, my aunt posted, grateful for family and surprise cake nights. It was for my sister. I waited. Then my mom messaged, you're still covering the electricity, right? I replied, definitely. Then I shut off every account I managed. Left a note in the smart thermostat, find warmth in each other. At 8:03 a.m., I got 41 missed calls, one said emergency. What really got to me wasn't that they missed my birthday. It was that they didn't even try to lie about it. No fake excuse, no white lie, not even a rush text pretending they remembered late. Just complete silence. The kind that hits you harder because it isn't a mistake, it's intentional. I turned 29 on a Thursday this year. Not a milestone birthday or anything, but still. It's not like they didn't know. My mom used to make a big deal about how I was born right before midnight, how I almost ended up a Friday baby. Every year she brought it up like it was some fun family trivia. This year, nothing. Not even a text. I didn't plan anything big. Just figured we'd do what we usually did, order food, maybe bake something at home, just us. No friends. We never had a tradition, but there was always something. I thought maybe they were planning a surprise. I actually gave them the benefit of the doubt. I kept looking at the time, thinking they were going to show up at any minute. By 10 p.m., I was sitting in my apartment alone with the leftover pizza I ordered for myself. No missed calls, no messages. I texted my sister just to see what was going on. Hey, what's up? Not even a read receipt. I went to bed thinking something must have happened. Something big enough that they'd all gone quiet. I even started to worry. But then Saturday morning I saw it. My aunt posted a picture. Ashley was smiling, holding a giant cake with pink candles. The whole family was there, my parents, our cousins, the neighbors, even grandma. All of them smiling like they'd never missed a thing. The caption said, thank you for the lovely evening with the family, the cake, and the surprise for Ashley's birthday. So much love. Ashley's birthday is 3 days after mine. That meant that when they ignored me on Thursday, they were already planning that party, already texting each other, picking out decorations, laughing, coordinating the surprise. They didn't forget. They skipped me on purpose. I didn't cry. I didn't call anyone. I just sat there for a long time, staring at the photo, zooming in on their faces. At one point I actually laughed, but it wasn't because anything was funny. That night, my mom finally texted me, you're still paying the electric bill, right? No mention of my birthday. No apology. Just straight to business. Like I was a utility company. I stared at that message for a while before I typed back, of course. Then I got to work. I opened every account, electric, internet, Netflix, the streaming subscriptions, even the Amazon Prime they used to order everything, all in my name, all set up last year when Dad lost his job and they said they were rebuilding. I shut down everything. I drove to their house after midnight. I didn't knock. I still had the spare key. I left one thing behind, a sticky note on the thermostat. It just said, find warmth in each other. That was all. By 8:03 the next morning, I had 41 missed calls. Some from my mom, some from Ashley, one from Dad, and one from a number saved in my phone as urgent. I didn't answer any of them. Not yet. Let them feel it for a change. They didn't even pretend to be sorry. That was the part I kept turning over in my head the morning after I shut everything down. No one even tried to lie, to claim they'd sent a message and it didn't go through. They just acted like it wasn't a big deal. I guessed to them it wasn't. After I left the note on the thermostat and walked out, I turned my phone off for 24 hours. Not to make a point, but because I didn't trust myself not to answer if they started calling. I knew I'd say too much, too fast. I wanted them to sit in the dark for a while, both literally and metaphorically. When I turned it back on the next morning, there were 41 missed calls and a bunch of voicemails. The first few were calm, confused voices, mostly from my mom and Ashley. Hey, something's wrong with the Wi-Fi. Netflix isn't working. The thermostat won't turn on. By the fifth voicemail, my dad's voice started showing up, less confused, more irritated. Did you forget to pay the bills? What's going on here? There was one from Ashley, annoyed and sarcastic. If this is about your birthday, that's really childish, Nate. That one I saved. By the end of the day, my mom finally sent a message that acknowledged the shutdown. Why did you cut everything off without warning? I didn't answer. Instead, I logged into the insurance dashboard and removed their car from my multi-vehicle policy. I'd added it last summer when Dad said the payments were killing them. Just for a while, he'd said. It had been 14 months. I also canceled the streaming platforms we shared, Hulu, HBO, even the DoorDash subscription Ashley used at college. I didn't leave a note this time. I wanted the absence to speak for itself. 2 days later, my mom called while I was at work. I picked up out of pure curiosity. She didn't even ask how I was. You had no right to turn off the electricity, she said. That house is still partly yours. You lived here. You missed my birthday, I said. All of you. You didn't forget, you just chose not to show up. We were all very busy. Then why did you have a party 2 days later? Another pause. Ashley's birthday is different. It was already planned. You had 2 days. You should have said something if it mattered that much. That's what did it for me. That one sentence, like it was on me to beg them to care. We've been good to you, she added. Family doesn't act this way. You texted me about the electric bill before you even realized what you missed. And you're making us suffer for one mistake. That was the problem, they thought it was one mistake. I hung up. That night, I checked my credit card account. There were 4 active subcards, Ashley had one, so did my mom. I canceled all of them. They'd used those cards like they were entitled to them. Gas, food, Amazon, everything linked to my name. 2 days later, my dad called. It was brief. This ends now, he said. You've made your point. It's not a point, I said. It's a shift. What the hell does that mean? It means I'm not your backup plan anymore. He didn't like that. You wouldn't have any of that money without us. You owe this family. You threw a birthday party for Ashley and didn't even send me a text. Are you really going to hold that over us? You're punishing your own parents over something petty. Petty? I repeated. Right. You think you're above this family now? Fine, then, don't come around when things get hard. I wasn't planning to. He hung up. That week, they went full Cold War. No texts, no calls, just quiet. The kind of silence that tries to manipulate you into apologizing first. But I didn't budge. They didn't know it yet, but I still had more strings to cut. I had no intention of dragging this out, but I also wasn't about to let them think they still had me on a leash. Let them see what life looks like when I'm not quietly fixing everything behind the scenes. Let them feel the real weight of forgetting. By the end of the second week, they stopped calling. That should have felt like peace. Instead, it felt like some weird kind of standoff, one where I wasn't sure if I'd won anything or just permanently lit a match under the last bridge. The silence didn't mean they'd given up, it meant they were regrouping. I started hearing little things from the outside. A friend of my cousin texted me randomly to ask if everything was okay between me and my parents. She said my mom had been venting at church about how I'd turned my back on the family.